So he studied academic Western art and put that together with some Chinese sensibilities in terms of paintings, which I'm going to show you in a second. But I love these studies. I mean, that man had an eye, and he spent really time looking at these animals, and just a master craftsman. And this one here shows sort of his work method when he does a painting, sort of 4 steps. I think because it's Chinese, it starts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the finished painting. And look at the dynamics in his final paintings. They're just awesome. Of course, he's brilliant with large cats. Just like this. Compositions are wonderful. The way he has things sitting on a page, you know, all this negative space right there, and then of course his Chinese signature right there. It's just gorgeous. I love these geese. Just fantastic. Where that wing is going sort of away from you, this wing is coming at you foreshortened, but it's all figured out in such a loose style. This eagle too is just incredible. You have all the feathers, like very loose brushwork, and then this very detailed face looking at you. This is sort of a detailed study from one of his paintings where you can see up close the technique. He's excellent with horses as well. And I would think that he would do those probably pretty quick, you know, just a few brush strokes and some watercolor. And, I don't think he would spend much time on those. This one here is one of my favorites. I think this is based on a Chinese story where there's something, maybe Aesop fables, I'm not quite sure even, but a fox and is it a tiger? Yeah, tiger. Maybe arguing over who's going to get that rabbit. But what a beautiful simplification for a rabbit. I mean, that's just stunning. And then here's one more. This is a French artist who I like. His name is Paul Jouve. And the French just came out about a year ago with a big art book of his paintings and drawings. And he did these things in the 1910, 1920s. And I thought, where was he when we did Lion King? And this stuff would have so influenced me, would have maybe changed me in terms of the way I look at lions and draw them. Just stunning watercolors and studies of all kinds of cats. So he's one of my favorite animal artists, and of course he paints too. He doesn't just sketch. He does stuff in colors, in oil, watercolor. And then let's go back to Disney. This is Disney in the late 30s, I think. These pages were handed around to the animators. And this is an artist who helped work on Bambi. His name is Bernard Garbett. He did a lot of story stuff for Bambi. And I just love the confidence in these drawings, just the sheer knowledge and then the looseness. And this would be a very tricky thing to figure out, you know, this upshot, you know, front is down, the rear is up, and it's like handwriting to him. He's seen the stuff and he knows it. It's really, really inspiring. A lot of deer because they were getting ready for Bambi. So he did this, I think, mostly for the Bambi animators. You don't see caliber, drawings of that caliber these days anymore. I mean, you would have to look far and wide. There was an awful lot of great artists in those days working at the studio. And last not least, this is Mark Davis from his sketchbook from the 40s at the LA Zoo. The thing about Mark's drawing is they're so cohesive and easy to look at. He's got it all figured out, you know. He doesn't leave things open, you know. He figures things out. And he told me what he would do. He said he would go to the zoos in the morning when the animals were a bit more active. And before actually people would get in, he would have a deal with the zoo to be in like at 8 o'clock in the morning or even 7. And then in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, he would go to libraries and study anatomy books and look at the bone structure and trying to figure out what he just saw at the zoo. And I think Mark was kind of hired based on his knowledge of animals. He was kind of the best one around in terms of animation and story sketch too. I mean, look at how cohesive this thing is. The ironic thing is that Mark didn't do that many animals at Disney. I mean, he did skunk in skunk flower in Bambi, but then he switched to humans because he drew humans very well too. So they had him do Tinkerbell and Cinderella and Alice, you know. So he didn't do that many animal characters. But I just love his approach. I think there's a chance that we might publish that sketchbook, Mark's sketchbook from those things. Alice let me scan all the pages. These are just printouts from those, so it's just finding the time to do it. But it'd be fun for students to have access to this. You can see how he thinks graphic already. I mean, there's mass in this, and knowing where the knee is and where the hip plate is and all that, but then he gets sort of graphic with things already. Just amazing. This could be like an animated little scene with a head turn. And Mark was, well, I mean, as you can see, he was good with any animal. It doesn't really matter either. Whether it's birds, mammals, reptiles, he could draw them all. These, when I look at sketches like these, they remind me of his Bambi story sketches. You know, because he did them as travel too, and they have the same kind of feel. And this would be May 22nd, 1941. Here at the Denver, very small LA Zoo probably. Study. But these are just a few artists I was going to show you guys who inspire me on a daily basis and keep me going, because you always get your high and low points where you go like, I don't know what I'm doing, these artists are so much better than me, but then you look at stuff like this and you go, man, if you really work hard, you can be that great. So it's very inspiring to me to look up to people, you know, old masters or modern masters. So that's it. I think part 2 of our evening is the book signing, right? Yeah. So thanks so much for being on.